take on Al Heyman, uh, basically, uh, pushing or reallocating like titles in boxing. Like he uses different promoters and managers and stuff like that, and he being an advisor.
Well, he's a brilliant guy.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, the way he did that was nobody saw that coming.
Absolutely right.
And I'm not saying we're best friends, but he's a brilliant, brilliant businessman.
Mhm.
And look what he did. I guess, look, I don't know music, but I've been told how much money he made in music. He's a brilliant guy.
Mhm.
And I think that frustrates Arum at times
Mhm.
because Arum wants to be in charge and run. And with a guy like Al, you're not going to be.
Mm.
I know you're
Right.
not going to be. You got to work within his realm and he'll work within yours. But if you try and push him, he's going to push back hard.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens.
Yeah, and did not. It's funny because when I think at it, when I see it from 50,000 feet, Bob Arum is the lawyer from the JFK era, and Al Heyman is the businessman, and he found a way out of the Ali Act. Like it's just amazing. Like his like you said, he's a brilliant businessman. How he created something that will legally keep him in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And those kids have made money.
yeah, no,
They made
real money. You
I
absolutely.
mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
they're not, made tremendous money. He does a tremendous job. And yes, he makes a lot of money. And when I was making really good managing, all my guys were making the money. I mean, you're making the kids money. So you're doing good. That's, you get a piece of it. So he's made his clients, really, really good money. And you can't say anything bad about a guy like that. So I have utmost respect for him.
Yeah. What's your relationship with Bob Arum now in Top Rank?
Arum's funny. Arum gets on and says, Fat Cameron. I've lost about 50 pounds, so he won't be able to call me fat anymore.
Congratulations, by the way.
Huh?
Congratulations, by the way.
Well, it's not a good way to lose weight, but I've been sick. But, but he's, he says things that, he's mean and he says things and Arum's, hot and cold and in and out. If you've got something he wants, he's nice. And if you don't have anything, he's mean and cold. But it's just Arum. And he went on a radio show and said that I blew up the deal with Mikey Garcia. I brought Mikey to him, first of all, with Robert. And second of all, I didn't blow up anything. Mikey came to me and said, Cameron, I want to do this on my own. And Robert said, Mikey wants to manage himself and he wants to go on. And I'd made money with Mikey. So I let him go. And I said, I'll let you go. You're young and you can be a star. And, I've got a lot of good guys though. And I'm still going to make a good living. And so I released him from his agreement. And then he was, nothing with me. And so then he went and he wanted out of Top Rank. But he wanted out of Top Rank before he came to me. He was done with Top Rank. He wanted to do something himself. I made it easy for him to move on without me. Arum wouldn't let him go. And Arum blamed me for that. I didn't do anything. All I did was let Mikey go and do what he wanted to do. And I had nothing to do with it. He was done with Top Rank by then. He had already spoken to people and he wanted to do something himself. And he was ready to leave them before leaving me. But when he couldn't get away from them, he said, well, will you let me go? And I said, I'll send you a release. You're done. You're gone.
How quick did you let him go? How quick did you let Mikey go?
Pardon?
How quick did you let Mikey go when he asked for a release? How immediate was that?
2 days.
Oh, and Bob Arum held him for 2 years, right?
He had him for at least 3 years, probably.
Wow.
And I was the one that brought him in to get him signed, and me and Robert, his brother. And, and we didn't do anything. I didn't poison Arum to him. I am not at all. I mean, I just said, that's what you want to do. And then I stayed, I was out. So if I'm not in the business with you, why am I going to discuss business about where you're going and leaving? And I didn't do anything. I said, all right. I mean, he's a really smart guy, the kid, and he knew what he wanted to do. And Robert couldn't even tell Mikey what to do, still can't. And Mikey's just that kind of guy. You know, some guys want to be led and other guys don't. And he didn't want to be led anymore. And, you know, and Arum could have sold the contract and people offered him money. But he was like, I'm just going to keep him. And he did.
Why?
And held him up.
Why is there
held him up, but he came back with a vengeance.
Oh, didn't he? He's making a lot of money.
Yeah. These guys say, oh, he'll never be able to fight again. He sat for almost 3 years and he's done. And Mikey came back and looked better than ever and ran it off and won 2 titles. And you saw him.
Yes. And
started making real money. So
why does it seem like there's like a cutoff with Top Rank? Like you build them up to 14-0, and then you get the Oscars, the Cottos, the De La Hoyas, the Pacquiaos, and now Terrence Crawford's being held up. Why is there such a halt in fighters' careers once they get to a certain level at Top Rank? Would you? How can you?
I'm sorry, your phone's breaking up. Say that again.
Oh, thank you. Like Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, Manny Pacquiao. The list goes on and on. Mikey Garcia. They get to a certain point at Top Rank, and it seems like the ideas, the creativity, they just hit a halt in their career. Like lack of finding fights, lack of promotion. We see it currently in Terrence Crawford. We saw it in the Mikey Garcia instance you had. Why is there such a drop off?
Well, I don't think there's a drop off. I mean, look, they're the best promoter in the world. I mean, look at all the guys they've had and look what they've done. And I mean, Don King had his day too, but he's been out of it so long. But if you're talking about Top Rank, I mean, they're a tremendous promoter and they build these guys. I mean, they started Floyd and if you look back at the guys they've started, you know, they've done a great job with them, Oscar and everything. But again, it reaches a point, and I think what you're asking is, tell me if I'm wrong, you know, they want to sort of go on their own. They want to move forward. Manny stayed really a long time. Manny Pacquiao stayed a long time. But Floyd, you know, he came in and said, I want to do it this way. And Todd will tell you, if you talk to Todd DeBuff, he'll say, you know, he told me that wasn't going to work the way he was going to do it. And Todd goes, boy, was I wrong. He'll tell you right now, boy, was I wrong. I never saw anything like that kind of money. I never saw. And he'll tell you. And he talks very highly of Floyd. He said he's a brilliant guy, brilliant guy. And he did stuff that I couldn't have done. And he says that. I think we all, and it's like that with me. You know, I build them up and I make some money with them. And if I'm profitable, you know, I'll let them go. Or I'll let them go and keep a small piece off to the side. Because these guys got one shot. And I don't want to kiss their rear end. I don't. But when they only have one shot, you know, you want them to make their money.
Gotcha.
You really do.
Gotcha.
So.